journey begins in the quaint city of Augsburg. It was once the site of a Roman fort. The local history museum has a few artefacts, but other than that, there's not much left from the Romans, except in the Hotel Römer. A few years ago, Max Feuerstein bought the hotel and renovated it. When workers uncovered old walls of a kind typical of Roman ruins, he turned them into part of the hotel's breakfast room.
At first it was a curse, but now I see it as a blessing. It's something unique, and the way it's integrated into the building works well.
We're travelling along some of the ancient Roman roads that crisscross southern Germany. One of them is the Via Julia. Today, a bicycle path follows much of the Via Julia's route and is part of the region's efforts to encourage more tourism. Roman roads formed the backbone of the Roman Empire. They enabled Rome's legions to quickly move around and defend the empire's frontiers. We meet some students from the University of Augsburg who were doing some experimental archaeology. They're wearing accurate replicas of the equipment Roman soldiers carried in an attempt to see how far Roman troops could walk on a hot summer day.
It depended a lot on whether it was a troop movement within the empire, where the distances were shorter and the logistics were better prepared, or whether it was in hostile territory, where we know they did forced marches of up to 50 kilometers a day, carrying lighter loads.
Near Augsburg, the Via Julia crosses the Lech River. Foot-weary Roman soldiers almost 2,000 years ago no doubt enjoyed the cool water just as much as these students do today.
With equipment that weighed a good 25 to 30 kilos, we can be pretty sure that Roman soldiers were in much better shape than we are today. They could deal with these loads a lot better than we have today.
Experimental archaeology brings the ancient world to life in a way that more traditional archaeology can't. Many of the students attending an information day at the high school in Gersthofen are fascinated.
Schauen wir uns die Fäden an.
It's great. It's super how they used certain helmets and fought in a certain sequence, who they fought and why. It's really nice that we can do something like this, that we can try this out ourselves.
Sophie's interested less in the gladiators than in the field kitchen. What did Roman soldiers eat on their marches? Another question that experimental archaeology can help answer.
The advantage of this kind of work is that you come to conclusions you can't get from normal sources.
South of Munich, the Via Julia turns straight south and passes through a large forest before it reaches the modern equivalent of a Roman road, the Autobahn to Salzburg, Austria. 6 or more lanes and the constant roar of high-speed traffic. Roman troops would have needed several days to reach Salzburg from here. Today, it's less than 2 hours away. Salzburg was the southern end of the Via Julia. The road split with one branch heading south toward the Adriatic Sea and the other going east to what is now Vienna. Aside from the usual museum artefacts, there's not much left of the Romans. So we consult our navigation system and discover the Römergasse. It's not what we'd hoped for though, just an unremarkable suburban side street. We turn east and head for the Carnuntum near Vienna. In Roman times, Carnuntum was an important provincial capital where the European Amber Road crossed the Roman frontier. Today, it's a museum that includes 3 Roman buildings that have been rebuilt on their original locations, 2 villas and a thermal bath. This is not some ancient fairyland, but a fascinating glimpse of life 1700 years ago.
Look at these thermal spas. We just tried them out, sat there by the water with the saunas and so forth. They're really comparable to today's.
It's striking how modern Roman architecture looks even today, a reminder of a period that had a lasting influence on Europe.
The superiority of Roman culture at the time and its many achievements can still be seen today in things like the road system, the legal system, the system of standardized measures, the political system. Here in Carnuntum there was an elected local council, and all that is still with us.
Europe's roads and places like Carnuntum remind us that though Rome may have conquered the continent by force and conquest, it was also the first to unite Europe.